prayer, there's many levels to it. And I'm just going to simplify this for the purpose of this video to assist people. When we say a prayer, there is the verbalization of it. That's the sound. There's also the feeling of the prayer, of feeling it as you're saying it, not just saying it for the sake of it. There's also knowing that which you're praying about in terms of if it's something to manifest or ask for assistance from God's source creator on, if that's the way you're coming at it. Knowing that the result's done and not out of an ego or a self-centered way or for self-gain, but for God's source creator. Knowing that God's source creator has its plan, its way, its purpose of doing things that we may not understand. There's also the aspect of this as well for working on things on a deeper level with prayer, of working from the light blueprint, specifically with clearing energies, shielding, protection, connecting to that source energy and distributing it and working with it in that way. And what I mean by this is via the mind's eye, through visualization, and if not, knowing is enough. But as I say to people, even playing with imagination, which is creation, in a way of very simplistic way. Let's say you've got a car and it's a certain colour. Well, imagine it a different colour. That's the way that you can play with it. Everyone has some capability of mind's eye experiences. But that's just a brief overview of the way that I operate, though it's a bit more complex than that, with prayer, with clearings. So you're saying it. What do we know from when we say things and when we feel? Dr. Emoto's work is a prime example of that. That the written word or the spoken word has an effect on water. It's frozen and you see beautiful harmony. It's not resonant with chaotic, distorted energy. So, coming back to the heart space, setting the intention of the best outcome for whatever it is, but also gratitude and thanks. Again, prayer can be done multiple different ways, but basically what I'm trying to say here is knowing the levels. When you say it, there's a frequency that comes out. This is why with exorcisms or certain types of prayers, when you're dealing with dark energies, saying something is important. It doesn't mean you have to say every single prayer. We know the results from heart math, for an example, that you can do heart math while not even speaking. You could be in a room and you can change the environment. Basically through just breathing in and out of the heart. There is power in silence, but there's also power in voice. So you've got the sound waves coming out from the intention, and with that which isn't resonant with, what you've got is a situation where any low vibratorial state energies, chaotic energy, distortion energies, which is what low vibratorial states is distorted energy, this breaks that energy up. Alright, so you've got that. When you're visualizing it, you could even be visualizing light coming from the heart space or from the words, and it too is breaking up. You could see maybe light. Some people see what we could say is what I deem as lower light. It's light that's not as bright. It's very dull. It's murky. But even if you visualize everything around you as darkness, and when you're speaking, you've now got the words coming out, and if you use your mind's eye with that or intention, see the words as light, breaking up that energy. Because everything's got a light blueprint to it. And as you're saying those words with the intention, that is the force behind it. Now, first and foremost is putting God's source creator as the main man, you could say, though it's nor male nor female, in the force that you're working with. There are archangels, Jesus, Yeshua. There's different types of energies and entities you can bring through. And I would say be wary about that unless you really know who and what you're dealing with and had experiences with them. But if you put God, Source, Creator first and foremost, the light workers, whether they're angelic, saints, sages, and masters, Yeshua, will come through who specialise to assist in certain situations. And I would say to not get in the identification process with this. Now, as I've spoken about over the years, everything is consciousness and awareness, which goes into a vibratorial state, which is sound. Sound creates light, light creates matter, and they're all interchangeable. Our consciousness and awareness is multidimensional. It's operating on multiple levels. And that's why prayers can be so effective to a certain point. If not aware of the levels that you can operate on, as well as other energies and entities can operate on. And this is where, in some cases, you may get some people that do types of clearings or exorcisms with the authority of God is what you want. That's what you want to work with. And the spark of that intelligence of the divine is in here. It's in each and every single one of us. Now, I'm not going to say this is how you do it. That's how you do it. There is clearing techniques up on the website. There's clearing the space meditation as well as other meditations on YouTube and Rumble and Spotify and iTunes, and the list goes on. But the point that I'm trying to make here is to give you some food for thought. Because when you're dealing with your day-to-day life, we get wrapped up in things and we can become victims of the machine that we're a part of, the matrix that we're within, or we can be victorious. And from wounds come wisdom. And we're going through what we could say is galactic growing pains at this time. And that's individually and as a collective, as well as other worlds are going through it in their own way as well. And so coming back to a very simplistic thing of getting up in the morning, connecting with God, Source, Creator, having gratitude and thanks for what you have, for the earth human experience, and asking it to work through you to assist others and to be the best version of you, is a great way to start it. It's also a great way to build that relationship, and doing it multiple times a day doesn't go to waste. With all this, it is about determination, dedication, and making moves where you can. Sometimes the thought, the idea of I'll do it later, can be a negative thought form or intelligence. It can also be our own programming that we need to break through to take that time. Because when you commune with the divine, you're communing also with yourself. You're taking that moment for inner reflection, insight, guidance, and bathing in that one consciousness we're all a part of, from the space of being conscious that you're conscious, being consciously aware. So, depending on the circumstances, the situation that's going on, yes, of course, will also determine how you say what you say, why you're saying it. These are things I would like you to be conscious of too. Because there is a greater plan at play. And just like with disclosure, with making the world a better world to create heaven on earth, there is a timing from the divine. And that timing is beyond us. But we are also the vehicles in the mind of God. You could even say the actors, where God works through us to bring certain things into being. This is why it's a catch-22 scenario of, oh, it'll be right. If it's meant to happen, it will happen. That's right. But there's a saying that I've got, and the saying that we hear a lot about is, the wheel always turns. It does, but sometimes you've got to turn the wheel as well. You've got to make things happen. There is a time for things, just like there's seasons in our life, and sometimes you may act too early or too late. There's a timing thing where when you see patterns, those patterns lead to things being done smoother, to more evolution through the knowledge that you've got of those patterns, where the wisdom's how you implement it. It's just being aware that there's multiple ways to do things. Sometimes sitting on a situation, a thought, an idea, can lead to what might be the best decision, way to do something, rather than just gun-hoing it. And sometimes, like I say, there's this catch-22 scenario that it's not black or white. Sometimes spirit works through us, and you do stuff that you don't understand why you do it. It's not hurting anyone. And sometimes you may not understand what you've done until a later time. Helping somebody, doing something in a certain way that you may wonder, why did I do that? That can be spirit, God source creator working through you. It works through all of us. It's everywhere, it's everything. And most importantly, it's there to connect with.